I've come out with a new review format. And the point is to really weed out all the really bad, pointless reviews. Because honestly, who really cares if a knife does well? It cut good, that's what it's supposed to do. I think it's a waste of time for you as the viewer and for me as the creator to make something like that, because the knife is supposed to do what it's supposed to do. There's not much to say. What I do find important, and if you see a review on a knife or any piece of gear on this channel from now on, is if it did well, exceptionally well, in terms of toughness, edge retention, something surprising, something that made it so special in a good way that made it worth sharing. Or number two, something bad. There's something that happened or something that was wrong with the knife and I thought it was worth sharing. And unfortunately today with the MKM Yipper, it's on the second one. And it's not the one that they fixed. As you know, or you may not know, a lot of y'all may know, this knife came out maybe a couple years ago, maybe a year ago. Doesn't matter when it came out. But when it did come out, the blade would actually hit the back spacer of the knife. And that was an issue that was resolved super quickly, so props to MKM on that. But what would happen is that edge would hit that backspacer and chip it or roll the edge. So that was a pretty big flaw. I got this knife less than 3 weeks ago, and I've already found two, you can call them flaws, but two things that I think are worth mentioning that aren't so great. The first one is more of a personal taste, and the second one might be a little bit concerning. So the first thing is the crossbar lock. You can see the action, very smooth, drop, shut, closure. Now the problem with me is, I guess you could say how it was created or just how it is. If we bring in the Benchmade mini griptilian with its access lock, I want to show the two side by side. The MKM, for one, sticks out from the handle a lot more than the one on the Benchmade. So when I'm going to use that lock, it digs into the finger a lot more, making it more uncomfortable. This definitely can be with a newer knife. It's very stiff though, and now that could be just because of the spring that's in there. A lot of times when you have a knife for quite some time with a crossbar access lock, the more you use it, the more that spring's gonna kind of loosen up and have more of a soft action to it. This one again is very new, so it is pretty difficult to compress. I will say in my experience, even though it's new, it's more difficult than usual. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be hard to see that on camera. Also, I'm making it look like nothing's happening, but I am applying a lot more pressure than I would like. That's more of a personal taste. The one thing that really did kind of concern me is this. Can you hear that? That's not my fingers smacking the blade. That's my fingers. You could barely hear it. And this, I mean, you can hear, there's definitely an audible difference. That is called blade play. Actually have the knife moving side to side. And if you can see that up close, that is pretty significant blade play for only having for 3 weeks. And I've carried this for those 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks. And I've maybe opened, let's say under a dozen boxes. I mean, that's what most people do for EDC packages. Oh, maybe a clamshell package too. I'm trying to remember all the stuff that comes in. But the point is, there hasn't been a lot of use with this knife, and so there shouldn't be that much blade play. You can say this is nitpicking. It could be. I think it's something worth mentioning. Having the locking mechanism, crossbar lock, being uncomfortable as it is, and to have that blade play was just a little bit disappointing. And I'm actually not gonna tighten that pivot screw. I'm curious how far this is gonna go. I'm gonna keep using it and I wanna see if it's gonna get any worse. So we'll update about that. But that's basically the two issues that I found. You can call them issues, but two things I wanted to highlight really about the MKM Yipper. And like I said, this isn't like your average review. I'm really only putting these kind of videos out to be more informative, not to waste your time, just to point out things that I've found while using the knife, either good or not so good. But at the end of it, because I like seeing it, and I know a lot of other people like seeing it, there's always comparisons. Because sometimes you just want to see the knife you have versus the knife you're going to get, or just how they stack up with each other. So that is the Onatrio Rat II. This is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. I'm gonna try to line them up on the handle side. And then same designer as the Yipper, the Lander one. So that's all of them lined up, not centered in the screen. That's everything lined up a little bit more centered. So those are just the two things I wanted to highlight. I hope you guys enjoy this new kind of format of reviews. If you don't, leave a comment. If you do, leave a comment. If you have any video suggestions or questions, leave a comment or find out how to get in contact with me. But as always, I do appreciate you. And until next time, stay safe out there.
This video is about to go live and I just noticed there are rust spots all along the blade. This has been sitting inside on my desk for about 3 days and I just picked it up and noticed these rust spots. And given what this review is about, I thought it was very important to point this out. And something to note though is this can happen because when the manufacturer makes these blades, sometimes on the belt grinders, there could be leftover residue from other metals because they don't only make Magna Cut. So this could be like a surface level rust. It could be even deeper than that. But I definitely thought it was important to point out.